Oops. Someday I need to rebuild that little redstone contraption I had under here that kept this door open just a little bit longer.
Hello fans, how are you today in the wonderful internet land?
And hello there folks, this is Uncle Troy. Today we are playing Minecraft, and I was going to show you what improvements I've made to the house since we were last here. First of all, I finished this, we still have scary cave noises. I finished this stairwell. I still like a little bit of cleaning up on the sides here to make it all nice and smooth. And up here at the top, you may remember, we had reached the point where we had about laid out the foundation. And I said I was going to show you step by step what I was doing. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to say it, I had help. And people came in and started donating wood and helping me out. And the next thing I know, I was about finished. So here's what the house looks like now. I've decided to use fence posts for the walls for a nice open air look, and for some reason I decided to use solid or not solid, full logs for the roof, which means we've got, that just took tons and tons of trees. Now luckily I have tons and tons of bone meal with which to grow the trees, and currently I'm working on trying to get the jack-o'-lanterns in the roof set up. Now for doors, a regular door, let's see if I have a regular door here. I don't have a regular door on me, but regular doors look kind of weird with these fence posts. So we have fence gates, but I didn't like having to manually open them and close them, especially since I kept doing that. So I did have one fence gate down here with a pressure plate here, and then the top was open and skeletons could shoot in. But skeletons like to shoot from their top half, so if a fence gate is up here, they won't shoot and they won't track you. And we discovered that a pressure plate down here will work to open the fence gate for you. Now of course, unfortunately, if a skeleton or creeper is walking along here, it is possible he will set off the gate. The fence post going into the ceiling here does create a little bit of a lip, and I think that'll be enough to have spiders not to crawl all over me. Oh, all these look like they're in the wrong place. I'm trying to figure out the spacing up here to get a perfect distribution of light. Alright, 1, 2, jack-o'-lantern. 1, 2, jack-o'-lantern. 1, 2, jack-o'-lantern. So it should be 1, 2, jack-o'-lantern. And jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. Now I have to go over here and see if because I'm pretty sure I've messed up over here. Alright, 1, 2, yeah, once again, jack-o'-lantern should be on either side of this. And where is my wood? Still have a little bit of wood left. And unfortunately, ouch, you can't place a jack-o'-lantern unless you have a block under it, which has involved a lot of digging out and replacing and moving, and just generally up and down, up and down, up and down, which I've managed to spare you at least a little of that. Oops. And I'm about to have to make a new axe, I'm afraid. Alright, 1, 2, and a jack-o'-lantern. And 1, 2, and again, replace this. Ouch. Alright, I'm going to be doing that for a while. One of the reasons why I chose the fence post is, let me cut you out a little notch here, is I was trying to figure out the best place to put a chest. Let's see if I have any chests handy. No, I do not, but I have enough wood to make one. So let's make us a quick double chest here. And I hope this doesn't change. Where was that hole I just cut? Right over here. But for some reason, fence posts don't count as a solid block, so you can put a chest there and put stuff in your chest. So that means that I can make the walls partly chest. And keep that open air design. I don't have to make a storage room in the house. The house itself becomes the storage room. At least that's the plan. And as you can see, I have included a farm in the room, and this is my standard design. There's a water block underneath that workbench, which hydrates all this soil. And I think over in this corner I will probably have some sugar canes growing, maybe some more jack-o'-lantern watermelon things. And just generally this is going to be the design of the new house. Now I had thought about making it multi-story, but then I thought, no, I hate stairs, I hate steps. Let's see here. Oops, I have. So go ahead and make all these pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns. No, that's right. I was going to make an axe while I was down there to make this faster. And of course, there are people who say, "Why waste your stone on an axe? You can cut through wood just fine." Well, I like having the I like being able to do it a little faster. Let's see. And 1, 2, and unfortunately it looks like some of the jack-o'-lanterns are going to be doubled up, because I started out like about a 20 by 20 area here, and then I thought, well, if I come just a few more spaces over this way, you know, it kind of comes right to the edge of the island, and I think I extended it that way as well. It turned out to be a weird, something like 23 by 28, I think, which I had to count several times because I made the mistake of trying to count while I was Skyping with some of the other players, and they took great pleasure in shouting out random numbers as I was trying to count. And I think in here we'll need a couple in the middle. And I think that's about got it. Ouch. And we get some wood back. Now, let's see. Fortunately, here on the corners, or the edges, you can just stick wood like that. Not have to build a little overhang here. Alrighty, back upstairs. And I think that should pretty much light up the inside fairly well. Like I said, I did not design it, you know, just kind of grew. But I think that's got us lit up fairly accurate. Let's get all this out of the way. Alrighty, now let's hit the old F3. And I think what we're looking for is BL, block level, which is the light at my head, which would be just a little bit lower at my feet. And I think it never gets below, yeah. Even though it looks a little dark in here to me, we never seem to get below 10, which would be 9 at this block. And that means that we have sufficient light to keep mobs from spawning in here. Let's see, how did we do this? That's coming up. Steps. Probably need to replace that with wood at some point. Kind of make our... I had to put a guardrail here because I kept falling down. And before we started this episode, I set some stone to smelting. And I think we can now finish up the sides of this cave, or sides of this stairwell, make them nice and smooth and purty. And I'm not sure how much light we need. Technically, we don't need much of any light, I guess, because mobs can't spawn on these steps. Whoops. Got to say, we need to get these in the back first so that we don't get into a situation where we're trying to place a block there in the corner and it won't let us because it thinks we're trying to place it on that, for example. Now, over here, we're going to be a little more difficult because over here, I'm afraid once we start taking this sand out that some water might decide to come in. Nope, looks like we're okay so far. No, we can just, yeah, right there. May have placed that too soon because we need to get way back in here. Yes, good, 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 good. Alright, can I place you back there? Yes, I can. Okay, good, good, good. So, that's got the stairway looking nice and neat. I think we have other players online right now, so I can't sleep. Yep, El Chico is going to explore new cave I found. Good for you. Alrighty, another thing I want to show off is back here we have a little building with kind of a crescent moon sign above it. Not much of anything, mind you. See, it's just a plain old little square building with a door and what could be considered a seat. So, my house has no bathroom, so it's got a little brown shack out back, which is not just a song. I actually grew up with a little brown shack out back behind my house, which of course causes me to have to tell the story. When I was growing up, we had us a house that was not, it was very old. It was built by my, I think, great-great-grandparents, maybe even the great-great-great-grandparents. But the back porch, originally, what was originally the back porch became the back bedroom and the bathroom once we had indoor plumbing. And because the indoor plumbing did not always work correctly, we kept the little brown shack out back as a backup. And I remember, even fairly old child, occasionally having to take a roll of toilet paper up the hill to the little brown shack out back. And you may hear stories about how we used to use the Sears and Roebuck catalog. We didn't actually use the Sears and Roebuck catalog. We actually had toilet paper. We weren't that poor. And you'll hear tales of hornets and wasps, although we called them waspers, and other flying insects that would chew up wood and paper to make their nests. Well, if you have a multicolored magazine with nice glossy pages out in the outhouse with you, they will have colored stripes in their nest when they make them up in the corner. And young scientist that I was, I may have intentionally brought different colored magazines out, oops, wrong, out there just to see what different colored nests they would build. There we go. We got a little extra dirt left over. And what I think I shall do is, I don't like these torches on the sides, so I'm actually going to put me some, yes, jack-o'-lanterns here on the corners. Alright, I don't think I'll have to get up on the roof again for a while. So we will take that out. Let's hit the old F3 again. see what the block level light looks like out here, and yeah, I'm afraid it's going to get in places. I may have to go like every X number of blocks and put a jack-o'-lantern out here to keep the light level up, because I'm eventually going to get rid of all these torches, or at least most of them are around the house. And I may have to move these doors, because this one over here seems a little close to this farm for my taste. Alrighty, what else was I going to do? I was going to take all this sand I've been collecting and turn a big chunk of it into glass, because I still want to fill in the well, one, I may replace some of the roof up there with glass, but I want to eventually get around to fixing the railway. Out here we've got, well, my cart has disappeared. But there's supposed to be a cart right there that takes us back to my main base. Wonder who took my cart. Oops. Someday I need to rebuild that little redstone contraption I had under here that kept this door open just a little bit longer. Well, sorry you missed out on most of the construction of the house. Just it was one of those things where wasn't expecting to finish it that night, just going to try a few different designs, and then suddenly, you know, everybody was there helping me. And as far as I know, that's an original design, and by original I mean I came up with it myself. Of course, since I started, a couple of the people on the server have helpfully told me that, oh yeah, so-and-so did that in his Let's Play, except he used stone and iron bars. And says, oh yeah, so-and-so did that, except he used sandstone and nether fences. So I guess I'm not as original as I thought I was, but that goes with the territory. Alright, well, I guess I played around enough. I'm going to gather me up some levels, and then I guess I'll get back to editing. I've still got several hours of the skeleton die. This is very therapeutic, just sit here and beat skeletons to death with a jack-o'-lantern. Still got several episodes of the gameplay with TechDolphin from the other day, and of course I have my 24-hour in Minecraft episodes that I'm working on. And apparently I've become an expert on the Samsung HMX F80 camera, because I keep getting questions about it. But in the meantime, it's Uncle Troy signing out. Please have a good night.